Gina Carano. So Gina Carano got let go from Disney. Now, I know Next Level, you asked me a question earlier. I'm just like, hold on, we need to record before we start opening up our mouths. So what was your question?
So I asked if you've seen the tweet that she put out and if you felt like her tweet was justifiable for the actions that Disney and Hasbro have taken.
So, okay.
So I think we should maybe read the quote that she did, or
sure. Like I got the quote up. Yeah, I got the quote up. So the quote says, Jews were beaten in the streets, not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children. And this is what Gina Carano in her now deleted post wrote. Because history is edited, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views? So I have mixed feelings about this.
Me too.
I have very mixed feelings. It's for having a political view. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna piss somebody off by saying what I'm about to say, but whatever. It is what it is. Some people hate Trump for the simple fact of what comes out of his mouth. They're saying it's very unpresidential. Now, be very honest. How many times within whoever's president before him that you were saying things in your head that you're like, man, I wish somebody would just say that. Or I wish somebody would just blurb this out, or somebody expose this, or somebody just say something. Now, Trump has definitely gone over the hinge, and this isn't anything new. Trump's always been like this on TV shows, in his companies. Like, he's always been like that. But to compare someone's political viewpoint to what happened during the Holocaust, I think is two very different. It's two very different sides of the spectrum. Like for me, I could say, like, you know what? Trump did the best he could with the tools that he got. And people will hate me for saying that. I could also say, like, Trump did a horrible job for the 4 years, and I'll have another group that would hate me for saying that. You know, it's
but that's politics, though. No matter what you say, somebody's going to hate you.
Right. Right. Someone is gonna be mad at you. And you know what? What was crazy was there was people recently, because of this whole Trump thing, that people were getting very angry. People were getting very pissed if you're just like, you know what? I got to pick the lesser of two evils. It was either Hillary Clinton or it was Trump. And people were just like, yeah, I don't know about Hillary Clinton. And some people were like, well, I don't know about Trump. And it's just like, well, let's just give Trump a chance because he has no political background, you know? But when she says, how is that any different from hating someone for their political views? What happened was people couldn't talk to disagree with somebody. If somebody were to bring up a point of something, it's either their way or screw you, hippie. You know, some people got, like, I had a guy here that was saying, like, oh, Nancy Pelosi is so dumb. And I'm like, dude, she's a Democrat. So are you for Trump? Hell no, I'm not for Trump. So you're Democrat. No, I'm whatever. I'm whatever is the better option. And I'm just like, dude, like, all Democrats, majority, act like Nancy Pelosi. And Republicans, there's a lot of morons out there that act like Trump. But that's also mixed match. Like, it's mixed match between the two parties. So long story short, here in California, we have this idiot in office called Newsom, which is the governor. And he says the most idiotic things that you would not even believe. And I have friends that were like, "Oh yeah, I voted for Newsom to go into office." I'm like, "Really? That's cool. Why would you vote for him when he did this? That sounds like something that Trump would do." "Oh, but it's not Trump." "Why do you hate Trump?" "I just never liked Trump." "But why?" you know? And I was just having a civil conversation, and because I didn't agree with this person, got extremely angry at me. And I mean like he was pissed. He's like, "Bro, I've known you since like junior high, but F you." I'm like, "Okay, dude, we've known each other for that long and you're pissed at me because I don't like Governor Newsom." I'm like, "Dude, there's nobody in California that likes Governor Newsom. Are you kidding me?" And so when I see this from her, and you're now comparing like to have a political view versus rounding up people and doing what they did back in the 30s and 40s is two completely different aspects. If you represent Disney, the Disney brand, you know, and for me, this is my personal opinion. I'm sure you're going to be different next, but if you represent Disney, even if it's Star Wars on the Star Wars end of it, you got to be very careful with what you're going to say and who you're going to piss off, because there was a lot of people that were calling, like they were tweeting, "Fire Gina
Yeah.
Carano."
Yeah.
That was trending on Twitter.
100%. Yeah. It's just so, I guess, being an actor or an actress or somebody of influential status is so different because of the internet now. Like, you could feel passionate about anything. And if you decide just to say, "Hey, I'm passionate about this" on your social media, it could change your whole life, right? I mean, we see what happened with um what's his name? The why am I drawing a blank now? Johnny Depp, right? So
Mhm.
Johnny Depp went through all of that stuff with his ex-wife, and all of a sudden there's a petition online that it's almost reaching 500,000 likes or signatures or whatever you want to call. But how does somebody who's in an influential status like Gina rebound from something like this? Because there's articles that I've seen about her that also said that she's more popular on social media since she's been fired than ever before. So it's cool to be more popular on social media, but it's not cool if you can't get a job.
Yeah.
So what
Yeah.
happens next?
Well, she got an offer from Ben Shapiro,
Okay.
which is interesting because Ben Shapiro is very blunt about stuff. There's people that either love him or really hate him.